Hello everyone, I'm Jigyasa Chauhan and welcome to our channel Jai Hind Classes Funda Clear. So in this video, I will explain class 7 Social and Political Life chapter 5 which is Women Change the World from the unit 3rd which is Gender. So as we know, in this unit there are two chapters. First is Growing Up as Boys and Girls and second is Women Change the World. So in the previous chapter we have seen that housework is not recognized as work and it is mostly devalued and it is thought that it naturally falls on women. In this chapter we will see that how women struggle to get equality and the movement started by them. So as we know, there are some stereotypes. So how these stereotypes are made? Of course, these stereotypes are made by the society. Just like, let's take an example. If a child is there, so how he will be taught? Of course, his family members, his friends, his teachers, his neighbors will teach him. So they all are the parts of the society. So let's start the chapter with the first topic, which is who does what work? So let's do an activity. I'm saying some words and you will think their images in your mind. A factory worker, a farmer, a teacher and a nurse. So most probably, if I say a farmer, so you might be thinking that a male farmer is there working in field. If I say a teacher, so you might be thinking that a female teacher is there with a stick or in front of a blackboard. If I say a nurse, so you might be thinking that a nurse is there, a female nurse is there in the hospital's uniform. And if I say a factory worker, so you might be thinking that a male factory worker is there. But why? Factory workers are also females, farmers are also females, nurses are also male and teachers are also male. But why do you think that they are male and female? So this is because of your stereotypical mindset. So it is a fact that 83.6% of the working women are engaged in agriculture work. But even then, if I say a farmer, so you might be thinking that a male farmer is there. So our next topic is fewer opportunities and rigid expectations. So now girls are going to school, studying and choosing their careers. But they are allowed only in certain fields, just like they can become teacher or nurses, but they are not allowed to go in science field because the stereotypical mindset thinks that women are not capable for technical things. So because so many people believe in these stereotypes, many girls do not get the same support which the boys get while they are going in science field. So in the world in which we live, many children are also pressurized. If a boy is behaving like girl, so he is bullied or teased by the other boys. So in our book, a story is given in which Javed was satisfied with his marks. His marks was low in maths and physics, but it was good in languages and history. But his parents were forcing him to take maths and science, but he wanted to take history. So next subtopic is breaking stereotypes. So many girls are trying to break these stereotypes. So engine drivers are men, but 27 years old Lakshmi Lakra has begun to change the things. She is the very first woman engine driver of Northern Railways. She was born in poor tribal family in Jharkhand. Her parents were not literate, but they struggled a lot to send their children to school. She studied well and went to get diploma in electronics. She then passed the railway board exam in her first attempt. So next topic is learning for change. So now everyone is going to school, but the situation was not the same before many years. The situation for girls was even worse. They were not allowed to read the alphabets only. In the 19th century, new ideas about education and learning emerged. Many girls also started to go to school, but some people opposed this idea. So women struggled a lot to learn how to read and write. Just like Rajendri Devi, who was born in West Bengal about 200 years before, she wrote her autobiography in Bangla language, which was Amar Jeevan, which means My Life, and it was the first autobiography written by a woman in India. So she was the housewife of a rich landlord's family, and at that time it was believed that if a wife knows how to read and write, she will bring bad luck to her husband and she will become a widow. She learned how to read and write from her child's notebook and secretly. So our next subtopic is Rokia Sakhawat Hussain and her dreams about Ladyland. So Rokia Sakhawat Hussain was born into a rich family who owned a lot of land. She knew how to read and write in Urdu, but she was stopped studying to read and write in Bangla and English also. With the help of her elder brother and the elder sister, she learned how to read and write in Bangla and English also. She wrote a story which was Sultana's Dream, in which there was a woman called Sultana she was just dreaming that she is in a ladyland where women can go to school and can do all kinds of work. In 1910, she built a school for girls where girls can study and can build their own dream. And the school is still functioning today, and she helped many girls to go to school. So our next topic is schooling and education today. So now both boys and girls are attending school in large numbers, but the number of girls is always less compared to the number of boys. So in India there is census every 10 years, which counts the total population and also gather detailed information. So in the census of 1961, about 40% of the boys were literate and 15% of the girls were literate. In the recent census of 2011, the 82% of boys were literate and 65% of girls was literate. So our next subtopic is average annual dropout rate in school education 2014 to 15. So in our book a table is given, and you can probably notice that the SC and ST girls have a very high rate in dropping their schools. The Muslim girls are very less likely to go to school. So some of the reasons could be in rural area there are not so many schools and not so many teachers on the regular basis, and the schools are so far away, and if there is no transportation system, so the parents are not willing to send their children to school. Many people are too poor and unable to bear the cost of the education. One of the reasons could be that many children are discriminated against by their teachers and classmates, just like Om Prakash Valmiki was. So next topic is women's movement. So now girls have the right to study and go to school. They also have the right to equality. But it was not same before many years. So how these changes are made? These changes are not made by automatically. Many women struggle to get this equality. So the struggle started by them is known as women's movement. So we will see the parts of the women's movement in the subtopics of this topic. So first subtopic is campaigning. Campaigning is an important part of the women's movement. It also led to new laws being passed by the Supreme Court. In 1997, a new law was passed against the sexual harassment. In 2006, a new law was passed against the domestic violence. And in 1980, a new law was passed against the dowry. What happened that new young brides were murdered by their in-laws or husband for dowry. So next subtopic is raising awareness. So an important part of the women's movement is to raise awareness amongst the women to fight injustice. It could be through songs, street plays, posters, etc. So next part of the women's movement is protesting. So protesting is the violent full part of the women's movement. It happens when the violation against the woman take place. For example, if a law acts against their interests, so they protest. So next subtopic is showing solidarity. So Women's Movement also refers to show solidarity. On 8th March, International Women's Day is celebrated. Women from all over the world come together to renew and celebrate their struggle. So this was the last subtopic of this chapter. I have covered all the topics and subtopics, and the next chapters of this book will be covered in the further upcoming videos. So thank you very much.